In the previous video, we went through how to do basic edits to an economic development organization profile. But now it's time to look at some things that are a little bit more advanced or specific depending on what your organization does. So, starting from the basic login and your basic user functionality menu, let's go to the Edit Profile page. From here, we can scroll down and we'll look at the loan programs and grant programs. So let's say our economic development organization has a loan program. So we'll add a new loan program and we will do EDO loan and add. From here, you can see the Edit Details link. We will click the Edit Details link, and that will take us to all of the information for the loan program. From here, it's pretty simple. Description of the program is for capital uses in manufacturing. Minimum borrowing amount, let's say it's 0. Let's say 1,000. And let's say it's 500,000. Our loan term is 36 months. Our interest rate is 2%. Our economic development requirements. That basically boils down to how many jobs do you need to create, or how much investment needs to be done in the region. So let's say we need 100 full-time average wage jobs. From here, for collateral, let's say we need none, and our prepayment penalties are none. We scroll down, our launch date, let's say it was January 1st, 2013. Our program is going to close at the end of June. And the organizations implementing loan are us, and let's say the PADCED. We'll save that information. Now, for more in-depth information, we look at some basic things about loan eligibility. So, our loan uses. Maybe it's just machinery and equipment as I described above, or maybe even working capital. The organizations that are eligible, let's say it's mostly small manufacturers up to 50 employees. The size of the organizations, let's say they have to have at least 5 million to 10 million of revenue, and there's no certification specific to this, so we don't necessarily need to focus there. Region, let's say it is for Indiana County. And let's say all industries are allowed. So we save this, and we have now finished our loan program. So when we go to the View Profile, you can see this additional tab next to General Information is Loan Programs. We take a look, and we can take a click and see all the information about this loan program. It's excellent. So let's go back to the View Profile, or I'm sorry, Edit Profile, and let's add a grant program. It looks very similar, functions very similarly. Add a new one. I apologize. EDO grant. Click Add, and your grant program is shown. Click Edit Details. You fill in the exact same information. I won't do this all over again. It looks exactly the same, only it's in a different category because it's a grant. You click Save. When you view Profile, you will see there's loan programs and now grant programs. Click here, and all the information will appear. So it's very simple to record your grant programs and loan programs. Why is this important? Because a lot of people are looking for how to fund their businesses, and there isn't a central place to do so with all the counties and state programs available. We hope that your organizations find it beneficial to put as much information as possible so that when someone's looking for funding for their business, be it a loan, a grant, or other opportunities, we can use the Business Quick Guide in order to help show the programs that are available. So that's the overview for editing your profile and editing your loan and grant programs. But let's say we now want to talk about an event we're holding. So let's go to the events page. And currently we have neither upcoming events or past events. The button up here, Add New Event. And now we're creating an event. And let's say we're doing our first Thursday. And this is a networking event for business professionals each first Thursday of the month. And this can be found, the information can be found at edo.org/firstthursday.html. Our start date, our next one, since it's going to be April in our calendar, is going to be at 2, and we hold this at 5 p.m. Oh. Our end date is going to be the same day at 9 p.m. Our event location is going to be at 1111 Main Street in Indiana, PA 15222 5555. And additional notes, this is at the Convention Center. The registration contact name, so if you want people to register to someone specifically for the event, this is the contact information. If there's a registration URL, so for instance you have a separate website that you manage your events, you can add that URL here. And for your RSVP date, we need to know that you're going to attend by the Thursday. And I just realized I was having my event on Tuesday. My apologies. The event host is going to be the EDO. This is free to attend, although you can list several. So for instance, if it's $10 for members, $20 for non-members, and $5 for students, you can add that information here. Let's say that the Steelers are sponsoring the event. It's business casual, and our event is going to be a networking event. In terms of our event tags, we want to look at things that will make sense for our event. So let's say it's going to be entrepreneurship, innovation and technology, and Marcellus Shale. The reason that you put those tags in is because people are asking for event types and what the subjects are. So when our emails are sent to our users, instead of getting several different emails from several different organizations, they can get targeted emails based upon exactly what your event is. So you get better, more interested attendees. You click Save, and now your event is done. You manage events. Here's your event. It gives you some background information. You can come to your profile, go to View Profile, and here's your upcoming event with all the information you need in order to show it. What's great about this is it goes into our central events calendar, where other organizations who are using our backend database will also be listing your events. So you get the best of all worlds. Not only are you marketing your event within our site, but you're marketing it to the other sites that have decided to use our backend database for their events calendar. It's a win-win for everybody. Now, we already covered messages to be able to find them. Next, let's say we want to create users, because there are people in our organization who we also want to have access. So let's say this is Albert B at chuckshaw.com with our temporary password. We create the account and we make them responsible for economic development organization profile, and we save changes. Now that person with that temporary password can log in and access the editing features based upon the criteria that you have given. Now you saw here it says subprofiles. So what if your organization has many different faces or many different profiles or different programs under one organization, and each one is a little bit different, maybe has its own logo, has its own leader, has its own goals. You can come to subprofiles and create a new subprofile for your organization. So let's say it's EDO sub organization, and our profile name is EDO sub. We create this profile, and as you can see, this looks exactly the same as the main profile, except it's subordinate to yours. So we can fill in all the information, contact, all of that stuff, choose a logo, and publish the profile exactly the same as the previous. We see view profile. There's not very much information because we haven't added it, but you can see immediately under the name of the organization it says Suborganization of Economic Development Organization. When you click on this, it goes to the parent. You can also see in the parent profile under the Suborganizations tab the suborganization with the information that we've populated. Obviously, so returning back to the main profile, we can show you now that this is the full design of the Business Quick Guide. We believe this is going to be an excellent source of referrals for your organization and hopefully a regional resource to be used in the future by businesses around the region. If you have any questions, please go to the contact box, submit your information, and ask us, and we'll be back to you as soon as we possibly can to make sure that this is serving your needs. And if you have any ideas, thoughts, concerns, or questions, let us know and we'll make sure to address those accordingly. We've spent considerable time and energy attempting to develop the most useful portal for business support resources in the Pittsburgh region, and we hope that you find this as useful as we do. Again, thank you so much for your attention, and we look forward to making economic development organizations more accessible around the region.